I wasn't a huge smoker, but I had smoked in the past. And so, funny story, I had spoke to Toka about joining, and, I told him, hey, Toka, I used to smoke, and I dabble every now and then. I was lying. I'm not gonna lie. At that time, I was not dabbling at all. I wasn't doing it at all. But I used to at one point. I used to dabble at a point, and so, he said, look, no worries. You could join. I'm not gonna make you. I'm not making people smoke. You could join. Don't worry about it. So I show up on the day of. And I'm like, Toka, I'm ready to sign up. I was gonna pay the day of. And mind you, Toka was notorious for like day of signups. A lot of hosts require pre-registrations, and they need this, they need that. Toka was super laid back with his tournaments. Every one of his tournaments had a good turnout, and he wasn't worried about, from what I know, he was never worried about pre-registrations. You could always show up to a Toka tournament and give him cash in hand. That was never a problem from what I remember of Toka. And so I show up the day of, and I got my whatever, $20 or $25, whatever it was. And he's sitting there smoking with a few guys, and I don't know if some guys got in his ear about me not smoking or what have you, but he goes, hey, on second thought, I don't know, Amir, I never really seen you smoke before. And I'm just like, I'm like, I dabble. I'm more of a private smoker, I don't really. He's just like, he siphoned a big blunt, I guess you would call it. He siphoned a big blunt with like 2 or 3 guys. And he's just like, and I sit down on the bench next to him, or like two persons down. There was a person on his left, person on his right, and I sit down on his left, and he goes, I don't know, Amir, I don't know, you might have to take a hit. And at that moment, my heart dropped, y'all, because I understood what marijuana would do to me, having zero tolerance, having taken that long of a break, y'all. And I realized at that point, if I was made to smoke, there was no way in hell I was getting out of the first round of this tournament. No way in hell. And so as soon as he said that, he hit me with, I don't know, Amir, you might have to smoke. I go, hey, Toka, remember what you told me? You said you wouldn't make me smoke. He's like, yeah, but, and at that point, somebody passed him somebody was passing the blunt or whatever. He goes to smoke, and I just get off the bench. I just run to the court. I start warming up. I saw open court. I just start warming up. Yo, I kid you not. I came back maybe like 20, because I was one of the first ones there. We were, a lot of us were there early. People were still rolling in. Handball players like to show up, fashionably on time, right? So I give it like 20, 30 minutes. I wait till there's like a crowd of people like signing up. I just come in. I just slip my $20 in there and and I got in. I got in the tournament. Didn't have to smoke. In fact, I played. I think I got to second round. I wanna hope I got to second round. I didn't smoke the entire day, y'all. I didn't smoke that entire day, and it was a great tournament. I played a few games. I think I want to say I got to first or second round, and then I just watched handball all day. Chopped it up, and I had a great time. Literally, I had a great time.